I'd like to take a moment to share with you what I thought was a solid conversation with a new client. It's my hope that what I shared with her is a help to you the way it was to her. She is 27 years old. She came to me and said, Doc, I'm in a very difficult and frustrating season of my life because I'm finding that people do a poor job in my family and those that I've been in relationships with validating my feelings regarding those connections and relationships. I said, what do you mean by validating? She said, well, they just do a poor job of not validating how I feel. My parents have historically done a poor job of listening to me. They weren't great communicators when I and my siblings were young, and that really translated to how they raised us. And so they really didn't listen to us a lot. Things tended to be their way or no way at all. And I've also seen that that's bled over into my relationships, where I've been in relationships with men who did not listen to me. And I would attempt to share how I felt. They didn't listen. I said, and when they didn't listen, what did you do? She said, well, I often remained because it felt like I was getting love and attention and affection from them. And it didn't seem fair to me because I was showing love and I would listen to them, but they never really validated how I feel. I said, well, ma'am, let me say to you, I appreciate your honesty. And I certainly empathize with you in feeling like your feelings have not been heard and respected the way they should. I said, a lot of this does start with your childhood. I think when we think about our parents and parenting, it is the parent's job to be the first example of what it means to be heard and listened to in our lives. And I said to her, I said, man, when that doesn't happen, then we become adults and we either struggle with people to hear us and accept how we feel, or we put that responsibility on people that really have nothing to do with it. She said, I agree with that totally. She said, and I'm just at a place, Doc, where my career is going well, and I just need people to validate me. I need you to validate how I feel. I need you to validate the way I see things. I need you to validate my perspective. I said, ma'am, let me stop you here. I said, let's make a deal. She said, what? I said, I don't want you to use the word validation anymore on this call. And I laughed, and she didn't think it was funny. She looked at me just stone-faced. She said, why do you say, Doc? I said, just don't use the word validation anymore. I said, I want to take this conversation in a way that I think will help you, but don't use the word validation anymore. I said, generally speaking, a lot of people really confuse the terms validation, affirmation, and confirmation. And I said, this is a great lesson for you to learn at 27. I said, validation is what you believe or know to be true. And the easiest way to understand that is a coupon. A coupon, when you use coupons are valid for a particular period of time. And I said to her, I said, who validates the coupon? She said, the person that owns it, the store that owns it. And I said, exactly. I said, your life works the same way. You own your life. Who can validate you? She said, I guess nobody. I said, they can't. You're the coupon. You're a walking, living, breathing coupon. When people say, I need you to validate me, you're saying you need somebody else who doesn't own your coupon or own your life to legitimize your life. How crazy does that sound? She said, wow, I didn't look at it that way. I said, exactly. I said, everybody that says that is in essence saying that. I said, validation is what we believe to be true about us. I said, affirmation is what others believe to be true about us, right? Think about affirmation in the context of support or encouragement, right? And what people really mean when they say validating me is really affirming me, right? They want someone to support them, to encourage them. I said, but the third thing is confirmation. And that's a term that a lot of people really screw up and don't understand probably, or rather use probably enough. I said, confirmation is what you and others agree to be true. I said, have you ever set dinner reservations? She said, I have. I said, what's that process been like? She said, over the phone or online? I said, let's use online. She said, typically you just set it online. You base it on the slots that are available. And then once you do that, then you have your reservations. I said, have you ever made reservations to a restaurant online and received a message that said that the reservations will be confirmed via email after you sent it or submitted it? She said, I have. I said, what does that mean? That means they have to confirm it. I said, does that also mean that the reservations aren't legit until they do? She said, correct. I said, that means you and who have to be on the same page. She said, the restaurant. I said, that's confirmation. When we talk about confirmation, we're talking about what you and others agree to be true. And that means you and the restaurant are on the same page. I said, and even this idea of daily affirmations, I know we use the term daily or affirmations, and people say, well, here's my affirmation for the day. And you'll see memes up about affirmations, and here's your daily affirmation. It probably should really be changed to the term validation. If we want to be technical, right? Daily validations. What does that mean? That means that when I'm saying I am strong, I am successful, I am pretty, I am intelligent, I will win, you're not asking anybody to approve that for you. And when we use the term affirmation, we're in essence talking about what we believe others think to be true about us. The fact is, man, everybody's not going to think you're pretty. Everybody else is not going to think you're intelligent. Everybody else may not necessarily think you're worthy. But when you believe those things, you're not affirming it, because affirmation comes from other people. That's support. That's encouragement. When you say those things, you're really validating yourself. Does that make sense at all? She said, you never really heard it explained that way. Everybody says validation. I said, don't use that word again. She started laughing. We both laughed. And I said, I'm going to be honest with you. We've made validation an external thing. And one of the biggest reasons is because this is generally just an entitled generation. And I said to her, I said, ma'am, nobody owes you anything, including validating you. So get out of your mind that people have to validate you, that your relationships have to validate you. Even as a 27-year-old woman, your parents don't even have to validate you. Did they do things the right way? No, but they don't owe you anything. Future relationships, they don't owe you anything. We have to show up in spaces already validated like that coupon. We have to determine what the value is and let people who handle us recognize that this coupon is only as good as what we say it is. We set the terms. I said, and this is why you have so many sensitive, easily offended, can't take disagreement, can't take it when people don't see things the same way they do. People out here that are butthurt every day because people don't do something for them that they really don't have the capability of doing. It's not my job to validate you. I said, and we have to be very careful with this. Recently, my kids and I were going to the smoothie shop. There's a smoothie shop that they like, and my son was really excited about going. And I was about to drop them off to their moms, and I told my son, I said, look it up. He loves to go. My daughter likes to go, but he really loves to go. I said, look it up, son, and make sure that they're open. I said, I don't think they're open. He goes on his phone app to the Maps app and says, Dad, it says it's open. I said, this is odd, son. It's a Saturday. I don't think they're open this early. He was like, no, Dad, it's open because the app says it is. Well, Giselle said, well, Dad, I think it could be open, but then again, I'm not sure. I said, guys, I don't think that store's open. It typically doesn't open that early on a Saturday, and the app can be wrong. We end up going to the smoothie shop anyway. And when we got there, lo and behold, the shop was closed. My son was really confused. He looked at his phone and said, Dad, my phone says that it's open. Why isn't it open? Giselle said, well, I didn't think it was really going to be open, but I wasn't 100% sure. I said to them, well, I just believed that it wasn't going to be open based on past experience. I said, ma'am, my son saw it on the app that it was open. That was his validation. He really believed it. And there was nothing I could say, or even the sign could prove him otherwise. Dad, maybe it's wrong. Maybe we should just walk up to the door anyway. I said, son, look in there. We're 45 minutes earlier than what I believe it opens. There's nobody here. But he saw it on the app, and that was enough for him to validate it. I said, Giselle believed it could be open, so she was trying to provide some affirmation or support. But I thought the app was wrong based on experience. I didn't invalidate him, and I didn't affirm him either. But when we got there and the place was closed, that was that it wasn't open. She said it was confirmation. I said, and ma'am, that's how confirmation works. When we deal in confirmation, we're dealing in agreement that what my son believed about the store and what was actually true about the store is on the same page. I said, and the reality is more people would be more mentally and emotionally free if they stopped using statements like, they didn't validate me. Their words invalidated my experience. The reality is when you believe something exists, the only person that can invalidate it is you until you get proof that says otherwise. And when you do, you got to be what? She said, willing to accept it. I said, ma'am, stop waiting on people to give you proof. Deal with what you know. And then when people show up in ways that confirm what you know, we can call it confirmation. If people show up in ways that don't confirm what you believe you deserve, then stop confirming their behavior and stop waiting on them to validate your feelings. You know how you feel. You know what you believe. And if their behavior is aligning with what you feel, you're validated. It's confirmed at the same time. But we don't need them to give us proof. I said, this is really the problem with people and their feelings, wanting their feelings to be confirmed. I said, and this is backwards. Our thoughts should tell our feelings how to feel. And our feelings should never tell our thoughts how to think. And when our feelings start to tell our thoughts how to think, then we, in essence, allow something that is outside of us to control us. Everything starts, ma'am, with the mind. And I said, ma'am, if you're one of those people who feel like you need validation, you're being led by your feelings. And not only are you being led by your feelings, you're allowing other people to control your feelings. And this is a big problem in our culture, in our society. We want other people to confirm how we feel. It ain't their job. Because if they start confirming how we feel, they're going to confirm how we think. And that definitely ain't their job. We can control how we feel about us by controlling our thoughts about us and recognizing that people don't owe us validation. They don't owe us anything. It's our job to show up in a way where we manage our thoughts concerning our lives and who we are so that we can tell our emotions how to feel. And in essence, we show up validated regardless of how people respond to us. She was very receptive. We've been working together now for about 6 months. She's really improved her self-concept and has really worked hard to not only put herself first, but she shows up in spaces now. And she doesn't use that term anymore or phrase anymore, but she shows up in spaces now, not expecting anything from people, but showing up in a way where she recognizes that her own validation starts with her. I hope this story made sense. If it did, type church in the comments with 3 R's. Then remember, you've got 2 jobs. 1, be better today than what you were yesterday. And 2, don't forget what I told you.
What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Zeb. Listen, I've been dying to make this announcement for a very long time now, and I'm pleased to say that Inspire Nation has officially launched. Yes, we finally got a Facebook and YouTube community group where we're going to have exclusive content, exclusive shorts, exclusive discussion prompts, where we're going to engage with other people literally around the world who are on the same healing journey that we're on. I need you to go find these pages right now on Facebook and YouTube. Inspire Nation, follow the page, join the group, introduce yourself, and be prepared to link up with literally thousands of people around the world who are on the same healing journey, who are looking for the same resources, and who want to also be surrounded with other like-minded individuals who are growing in the same direction as you are. I'm so excited about this because it's the beginning of some great things I can't talk about right now. Listen, you got 2 jobs. 1, be better today than what you were yesterday. And 2, don't forget what I told you.